Okay, in problem 2-23, in part B, we want to find the x and y intercepts without drawing the graph or without using a calculator. Okay, so first I want to use the graph just to talk about the concept of x-intercept and y-intercept, but actually we don't need the graph to find them. So if we look at this graph of this function here, what we mean by the y-intercept is where the graph intersects the x-axis, as we see here at 10, and at this point, at the y-intercept, x is 0. So keep in mind that the value of x is 0 at the y-intercept. And similarly, if we look at the x-intercepts, as you see, y is 0. So y is 0 at the x-intercepts, x is 0 at the y-intercept. So we can use this fact to find the x-intercept and y-intercept. Basically, when we start with a function, if we want to find the y-intercept, we just replace x with 0. And if we want to find the x-intercept, we replace y with 0. So let's do that. So again, to find the y-intercept, replace x with 0. Let me do that in this equation. So y equals 2, 0 plus 3 squared minus 8. So we can see that this is 2 times 9 minus 8. So the answer is 10, as expected. As you see here, the y-intercept 0, 10. X was replaced with 0. Y, the value of y, the output of 0 is 10. So y equals 10 is the y-intercept. And now to find the x-intercept, I need to replace y with 0. So same thing, but let's replace y with 0 again in this equation. So replace y with 0, 2x plus 3 squared minus 8. And now I need to get x isolated here to find the x-intercepts. I will add 8 to both sides. So 8 is equal to 2x plus 3 squared. I'm trying to get x isolated step by step. Then let me divide by 2 on both sides. So we get 4 here, and we get x plus 3 squared here. X now is more isolated, but the goal is to get x by itself. So now to remove the square here, we apply square root on both sides. Because in general, if you have something squared, you apply square root, you get x, or the absolute value of x. So I will apply the square root to both sides. In this case, we have x plus 3 squared is equal to 4. Let me apply square root to both sides. But keep in mind, if you apply square root to both sides, we need a plus or minus square root of the other side. Because in general, if we have y squared is equal to 9, the answer is not 3. The answer also negative 3, because if y is 3 or negative 3 and you square 3 or negative 3, you get 9. So that's why you need plus and minus. If you apply square root to both sides, you need plus and minus. So that's why I need plus and minus here. So x plus 3 is equal to plus or minus 2. And now to get x isolated, I will subtract 3 from both sides. So negative 3 plus or minus 2. So with this, I have two answers. First, I will add negative 3 to 2. So we get negative 3 plus 2, that's negative 1. And the other answer is x. Now I will subtract negative 3 minus 2. We get negative 5. And these are the x-intercepts, because we found them by replacing y with 0, and that's what we see clearly in the graph here. We have the x-intercepts, negative 5, 0, negative 1, 0. That's what I got, negative 1 and 5.